Devastation pours out of a community missing a beloved little girl. The town of Carnarvon rallying around Cleo Smith's heartbroken family and sending out a message of hope.
Our hearts are breaking as we gather here tonight.
Cleo's parents soaking up the support. After days of forensic searches of their home, the conclusion from detectives is clear.
But they're not suspects, like I've said.
The man in charge of Task Force Rhodia, Rod Wild, arriving in Carnarvon alongside one of the state's top cops, Brad Royce.
As I've said previously, it's a thorough investigation and that's what we're continuing.
The pair visiting the Blowholes campsite, walking over the same sand and soil Cleo Smith did before she mysteriously vanished.
It just reinforces it. It is a very remote location. We look at what the evidence tells us and we cast the net far and wide.
After almost 2 weeks with no breakthrough, it's a very wide net.
I can say that we've had over 200 reported possible sightings of Cleo. Now, unfortunately, all of those obviously have proved unfruitful.
Today, the senior officers met the 4-year-old's parents for the first time, offering their full support.
That's really just to reiterate the West Australian Police's commitment to finding out what's happened to their daughter. Understandably, they're upset. So it's been a difficult time for them. Fortunately, they're looked after by family and friends.
These detectives have been here for at least 5 minutes, looking around, taking in the scenery, not far from the very spot Cleo Smith was last seen here now almost 13 days ago. Rod Wild hopes that by being here himself, he can get a better understanding of what happened on that fateful night. The search for little Cleo Smith is now a global operation as international partners, including the FBI, are brought in on the investigation.
In any such operation of this scale, we reach out to police forces not only across Australia but indeed across the world.
I think just the nature obviously has touched everyone's hearts. It's a 4-year-old girl that's missing.
Most of the campers who were at the Blowholes on that fateful night have been tracked down and interviewed, but with no developments on the mystery car spotted driving away from the campsite in the early hours of October 16, police are keeping an open mind.
We've got a very motivated team. I'm very hopeful and confident that we'll resolve this and find out what happened to Cleo.
The man who helped crack the cold case of the Claremont serial killer, staying optimistic Cleo Smith will be found alive.
Look, we hold hope.
And Joshua Daw is at the vigil in Carnarvon tonight. Josh, what is the mood like there?
Well, understandably, Tracy, very sombre inside, but a show of support for Cleo Smith's parents, who aren't here, aren't among the around 50 residents who are inside the church behind me, are praying and sending their best wishes for Cleo to return home. Rod Wild will also return to Perth tomorrow, but he has sent a message out to the community that while they have tracked down the vast majority of people who were at the campsite on the night Cleo went missing, they are still looking for information for anyone who was in any other stretch of the very remote and long coastline along the Carnarvon coast to come forward if they have any information. Tomorrow will also mark nearly 2 weeks since Cleo was last seen, but the community here and police are refusing to give up hope. Tracy?
All right, Joshua Daw in Carnarvon, thank you.